And go. All right, well, good morning, Skippy. Good morning, people in the vast nether, if you're listening to us live. The
Good morning,
day
John.
after Christmas, 2023. Did you have a joyous holiday weekend, Skippy?
Joyous, yes. I was surrounded by family. They should make major holidays.
I just found our clip for the TikTok later, and I can't wait to have your facial expression that you shared when you said joyous.
Joyous. It was well. It was. My wife is obviously still recovering from surgery, and she's stubborn as a 90-year-old woman, and decides to do a lot more than she's supposed to. Won't take no for an answer. Won't take a sit down. So yeah, she's gonna be feeling it today.
Yeah, it's I'm glad she's doing okay and she's feeling all right, at least, in the moments.
Her excuse was, I took a Norco, I'm fine.
I feel no pain.
You're not supposed to take it.
Hey, I think we've all been there though. My dad was the same way, and he had his knee surgery the first day, or the first knee surgery. And yeah, he was not using his cane the day of.
No.
And just walking. He's like, ah, it feels great. There's no pain at all.
Yeah.
And then he didn't leave his bed for the next 3 days.
Hey, Dad, how about that pain now? What would you rate it?
Good. I'm glad. Yeah. He learned a lesson or two when he had the second knee surgery done. But, yeah. Well, good, Skippy. I'm glad that you had a nice Christmas. Did your daughter come home?
She did. Her and her boyfriend.
Good. Nice.
I can't remember. Are you a Star Wars fan?
I am.
So his father and his girlfriend got them a Death Star tree topper.
Sweet.
Does
it have a countdown so it explodes at the end of Christmas?
No. That's the New Year's Eve one. But no, it actually lights up and plays lights to the Return of the Jedi theme song, the Star Wars theme song.
Nice.
It is cool. It is real cool.
Nothing says Christmas like a good political drama.
Yeah. The one that Harry Potter knocked off.
All right. Yeah. Good morning. Merry Christmas, Harry. I'm sorry. Happy Christmas, Harry. Sorry, Potter fans. Fucked it up.
Okay. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Harry. I have presents. Oh, sorry.
I have presents?
Anywho. Good. I'm glad.
Sorry. I've been forced to watch all the Harry Potter since my wife played it. So, on my knowledge.
Well, good. Anything else fun this weekend outside of just seeing your joyous family?
I cooked a brisket yesterday, a little Texas style.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty scrumptious.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll
watched my buddy's smoker catch on fire. That was interesting.
Exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you would know. I should have called you. You would have known how to put it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, a little grease fire. Never hurt anybody. So it melts the siding on your house.
Oof.
Yeah, well, it was brand new siding. Then what do you do to a grease fire? You throw water on it. Yeah, absolutely. So needless to say, that was some fried fireboard probe. They go to 748 in case you want to know.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware.
to that and hang out with them.
Yeah, we still do keep a box of baking soda in our truck just in case. Which is the easiest way to do it. With our smoker, the size it is, when we had a couple of those early, just a little bit of flare ups when you open the doors, it just pops, and nothing major. But usually it's like 2 to 3 boxes of baking soda to get it, because you got to coat everything,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just there's so much space in there. But yeah, you get to a big one. Yep, a nice chemical fire extinguisher will do the trick, and good way to clean the smoker out. You get it up to 800 degrees. 800 degrees, and you fire that chemical fire extinguisher in there, and then just scrape it all out the next day, and it's like new.
Talking from experience.
Yeah. I've only used a fire extinguisher once in my life, and that was in my smoker on the trailer. So good. Yeah. I'm doing a couple pork butts this week. Neighbor asked me if he said, "Are you guys closed?" I said, "What do you need?" He's like, I need like pork sandwiches for like 25, 30 people. I was like, I will give you pork for 25 people. But so yeah, it'll give me an excuse to fire up the smoker and do a pork butt for myself for the weekend. And I've been hankering for pork or brisket.
Yeah.
So and I almost picked one up for like Christmas Eve, and I just was like, I don't want to light it for just me. But I got the old small one back, and that one needs to get cleaned still. I'm probably gonna work on that this week. So
I mean, in your ample
had the best birthday present.
Oh yes, I saw. Yes, talk about your birthday present. Great.
Oh, yeah, it's now that I have ample time to clean things. It was the best birthday present. The Detroit Lions are division champions for the first time in 30 years.
Yeah.
Which is about how long I've been following the team. So it was that 93, 94 time frame when I kind of picked up watching football. So it's been a long time coming. It was an exciting, too stressful game for me. And I'm glad that there was no video rolling after I kicked Angie off of laying down on me. So
During the fight.
Yeah. We got down to the last drive that Minnesota had, and I advised her she might want to move, regardless of how this went.
There could be
probably not going to be
flying and kicks a waving.
Yeah. So no, but it was that was nice. Plus, we got a little bit of help. That the Cowgirls lost, and the Niners lost. So the 1 seed is looking like a possibility, maybe. So
we need some help.
Yeah. So they play the Cowboys, which is one of the three, or Cowboys. They play this week. If they can beat them. I'm confused. I thought they had a tiebreaker over the Eagles, but I gotta look at that again. But Eagles are not looking super great right now.
Well, in all fairness, our Lions weren't looking very
49ers get the Rams in the last week, so yeah. And everybody's gone through these little stretches, but I think the Lions are the only team in the playoffs right now that haven't lost back-to-back games. So, I guess there's something to say for that. But
they tried to lose back-to-back games.
They lost everybody does. We'll see how this weekend goes, and then I'll make a determination of what I want to see on the week 17. But I kind of hope they don't have anything to play for going into week 17, so they can sit a couple guys. But but it was a good weekend to be a Detroit Lion fan. So it was a good day.
It was.
Capped it off with some Chinese food and got some hella nice wooden spoons for my birthday. Yeah.
Wooden spoons are always good.
I had switched from those to all silicone stuff, and I am not a fan anymore. I'm over silicone utensils.
My wife will
They
somehow burn the shit out of silicone nonstick things. No idea how it happens.
my problem is that the heads slip off after a little while. Plus, the edges they rip and tear and stuff. And yeah,
Yeah.
I like a good wooden spoon, especially for doing certain things and stuff. So
And beach filters too.
okay,
What?
I didn't say it. Um, it's nice to have those back in my arsenal. So, yep.
So I got something to talk about.
Good, because I don't.
Okay, well, we're somehow got an hour and a half to go. So
I already warned people that this might be a shorter episode. It might be a longer episode. I don't know.
So I posted a picture from a restaurant in Missouri. You may have saw it.
Yeah.
The brisket wrap, mac and cheese burrito thing. And I had said, so who would like to see something like this on the menu? Whatever. I posted it in one of our local town groups.
Yep.
And another food truck commented on it and said,
Okay.
this and this posted it a while back. You should give them credit for their picture. So I kindly responded. This is from a restaurant in Missouri that I happen to know the owner of. So I think we're okay, and I hope it did well for them. Well, maybe you should give the restaurant credit. Basically, just trying to stir shit up instead of, maybe messaging me and saying, hey, give credit, or just doing it in the public to try to get your own crap and let somebody, So what I want to talk about is if somebody gives permission to use a picture, do you give them credit for it? Because I'll go back and give credit if I need to. But is just getting permission to use the picture credit enough?
I think giving credit to the restaurant. Like, saw this posted at blah 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 so and so restaurant. What would you guys think of having something like this on the truck? I think that's all you need to do.
Fair enough.
I have.
I thought it was petty.
I think people occasionally make too big a deal out of stuff, but and that's definitely, I think, something that could have been a message versus, that, and that's probably someone that's bored and just looking to have an online debate.
I have, and the weird thing is, I've never met them. I've never hated their food truck. It's a taco truck. Yeah, we've never come in contact with each other. But I'm just going to do that. Just to me, it just seems like they're trying to push their own rep and keep somebody else out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I ignore it.
Oh, I will. That's just two comments.
Yeah, ignore it and move on. No one's gonna win, so. Outlaw for sale in Alabama for $4,500.
Yeah, I saw that.
Patio.
I'm in the off season, but I don't have any more money left.
Yeah, either do I. Really want a bun toaster though. Yeah, I mean, most of my spam shit from my business pages is all your page is going to be activated for violating copyright, blah, 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 blah. You use somebody else's image, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
And for the most part, any image that we use is either ours or it's public domain off of a site.
Yeah.
a clip art site or a picture site or something like that. Yeah, or it's watermarked. So if the image is watermarked, you're also covered there too, because you're essentially that's the credit. Yeah. As far as I know, no one quote me on that. My understanding is that that's the case. So, yeah, I don't know. People are dicks.
Yes, they are.
Enjoy your shitty Christmas.
Well, Feliz Navidad, buddy.
We did have a question from Isaac. Oh, we have a chat message. Hold on, I gotta find my thing. We had 3 new chats. Jesus criminy. Ah.
Oh, I could.
All right, Chad. Oh, what did he say? Blah blah blah. When using a photo, you can acknowledge the source with used with permission, according to Fran.
True.
And Chad says with all the AI stuff nowadays.
Do that.
Yeah.
Well, glad
yeah,
you know glad you know my audio.
I'm gonna go look at. Yes, it's clearly people are hearing you. So, yeah, I wonder what would happen if you went into like an AI generator, like an image generator, and you start giving it weird stuff to create that's on your truck. If you could come up with some new menu items,
Right? That'd be fun. So, have you heard of Chat GPT?
Yep.
So I've been listening to Darren Work's
podcast. I just had a conversation with Ethan about it.
This thing is pretty robust. A lot of weird things you can do with it.
Yeah. So Chad says that you're still skipping a little bit. He said Skippy's still skipping. Yeah, I hopped in a conversation my dad was having with my son Ethan, who's a junior at Michigan. That Michigan has actually created an algorithm to be able to pick out patterns and nuances to be able to tell if stuff's AI that's written for like essays and stuff. So everything gets thrown into this program at Michigan to determine whether or not it was computer generated or not. So
I like it.
But the bad guys are always going to be ahead of the good guys anyways. But
well, and that's the thing they were talking about. Like when it comes to political stuff, you can tell AI to say something, and they can actually put it from the president. And then you get multiple news sources saying, "Oh, the president said this." And it's kind of scary.
Hey, like 9 times out of 10, the phone calls, the soliciting phone calls that you get, is not a human voice.
Oh no,
it's all AI generated, and it's hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, that part is a little bit scary, but again, counteracting that stuff it's all reactionary. You can't be proactive on it because you don't know what what nefarious thing that someone's gonna use it for. You can't determine everything, But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this progresses and what kind of actions are taken and what kind of precautions and regulations are put in place. I kind of liken this phase that we have to like cloning. How we got there, we did it, we proved it could be done, and then all the regulations started happening. You can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. No one hears anything about cloning anymore, really.
Yeah.
So I think we'll kind of get to that phase. We're gonna push to see what we can do, and then they're gonna put the safeguards in place, and they'll get it toned down enough to where it's a good usable tool. And I think it is right now. I think there's a lot of cool things that are being done with it.
As long as we don't hear about Skynet.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, you mean Elon Musk's satellites that are in the sky?
That's Starlink. Close enough, though.
Oh yeah, that's close.
Close enough.
Hey, he put a suit of armor around the world, man.
Yeah, he's an interesting fella. I'm just to let everybody know I'm going to be going through kind of a spotty area. So if you hear me, blah, 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 you know why.
Oh, man, I don't have anything to talk about. I can't carry this show on my own.
You've been doing it for the last year and a half.
That's true.
I
know, I'm getting tired, though, Skippy. I want to update on our podcast rankings.
Yeah, please.
So there's a service called Chartable, and it kind of monitors rankings from Apple and from iHeartRadio and all the things. And the one that we commonly see ourselves on is the Apple podcast ranking, which ranks to the top 250 in all the different various categories. Anyways, we had posted last week that we were top 150. I think we peaked at 142 according to Chartable in India for food podcasts. That was Christmas. That was Christmas Eve, or maybe the day before, the 23rd. I think it was the 23rd.
We're really big.
I looked on the 24th. Yeah, I looked on the 24th because it updates once a day, and we had dropped out. So we went from 142 to out of the top 250.
Aww.
I thought, well, that's a big drop for one day. Like, this is weird. And then I looked today, and we were at about 145 for the U.S. and food podcasts, and still out of India. So I don't know if they had an issue with how they were pulling info. That is now corrected. So, yep, we're in the top 150 food podcasts in the United States for Apple Podcasts, roughly.
I would like to think that we're still huge in India.
I think so too. Yeah. So yeah, we're doing great. Things are happening. So
we are happening.
Thank you to all of our listeners and faithful listeners, and for getting the word out to other people. Yeah, we'd like to grow this thing by like 10 times. So
for our listeners,
get more friends, people.
I tried to get Josh to do a bloopers episode. We didn't have to record today. There were way too many, and it would have taken a whole day for him. So you actually did the real thing today.
Well, back to AI. So the program that we're using right now has AI built into it and will auto generate clips from the show, which I'm sure some of you have seen if you follow us on TikTok or the YouTube, that we put some shorts up there too. So it does a really good job. It would be awesome if it would auto generate like once a month a list of, if it could figure out like a blooper or funny clips to be able to post. That'd be neat. But so far it's working really good. We like the new service. So
better not be me since I'm driving. So, all right.
We did have.
No, go ahead.
We did have a question from Isaac. Hey y'all. Or sorry, hey y'all. Nope, that's not the one I was looking for. Oh, it was on the comment. Hold on, just a second. Beep, beep, beep. That's me backing it up. All right. First, he said, Merry Christmas, and podcasts are great. Thank you, everybody. Question: washing your trailer. How often are y'all doing it and just hosing it down, or something else? Skippy, how often did you wash the... I'm going to assume you're talking, Isaac, about the outside of our trailers. Skippy, how often do you wash the outside of your trailer?
Never. Actually, I wash one side of it when I'm trying to put water in it. That's about it. Yeah, it doesn't, unfortunately. The rain does a decent job, and it's very, where I have to park it, I don't have a pressure washer or a hose, is one that's long enough to do the job. So, yeah. So, I have yet to thoroughly wash my straight down.
Typically for us, we'll take a car wash brush and scrub down the outside walls every spring. But there's so much grime and dirt that's baked on, caked on, that we found the only way to really clean it. So we'll go through with, heavy duty car wash soap and the brush and scrub it down and spray it down. But then if you take a paper towel and go over one of the panels, it'll come back completely black. So really that's the only way that we found that we can really clean it all the way down to the main surface again. But our trailer's so bright that even with a little bit of buildup on there, it's still, pretty bright. Probably need to do it more often, but it's a time thing. I don't have time once we get rolling. We're open 6 days a week, and I don't have time to do it on my day off. So,
and the only place we can go,
it'd be nice to get
it washed is like a truck tractor trailer.
Yeah, most of the coin operated pull throughs aren't tall enough. We have one in our area. But it's not a pull through. So for us, you would have to back the trailer into the bay.
Yeah.
Which I've done it before just to try to wash the porch off.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have to wash the porch off. And I can't. If I went all the way back into it, it would rip the AC off.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was because I didn't have anybody with me, so I was in and out of the trailer like 1,000 times. Kind of eyeballing the measurements and stuff, but yeah, my porch gets the most attention, and even that is really hard to keep that floor clean, just with the grease and fat drippings, and then you get dirt, and then it gets so compact pressed. I had last fall, we spent some time on it, and I had a wire wheel on my drill, just going through the floor, trying to pull up as much as I could. It's either that or a paint scraper, and I'll go through. Once we get to the fall, we get some slower days, and I can sit out there for a half hour at a time and really put some time into it. And again, if we did it on a more regular basis, it wouldn't take as long. But
and Isaac,
it's one of those things we forget about.
I think if you're still building that trailer, please do not use diamond plate.
Yeah, diamond plate's the worst. God. The dirt just clings to every little piece of the diamond part of it, and it's awful.
No matter how you have to get down,
if we made it part,
get it out.
Yeah, if we made it part of our daily cleaning, which we should, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. So, which I guess is a good segue. Chad says, why not get a power washer attachment? Because it's very wet. I actually have a power washer, and I put it on the finest setting, and it will pull it off. It makes a huge mess, and yeah, I don't like being that wet. But again, if we did it on a weekly basis, we could power wash the porch in probably 10 minutes. As long as you don't let it get super compact. Oh, the circular one that you put on the floor. Chad keeps commenting back. So they have one that is made for the floors. It's just a round circular. You put it on, and it has like 2 little jets in it that spin and does it. I looked at it. I just didn't want to spend the money. But now I'm gonna have to probably go get one since you said it works so well.
Or food truck workers.
Yeah, I think that. The one I saw, Chad, was like $150 for my power washer. But if you have the link, send it to me, because he said he's Harbor Freight for $35. He said. So I will go check that out. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate it. This is why I love having a live show with a live audience. This is perfect. Which leads me. This is a good segue to kind of off-season stuff and what we're working on and what you want to work on and what are we doing now to make next year better. So for me, with staff and now with turning staff over, that we lost Pam, and we'll have to bring somebody else on board. And I think we talked about this last off season, and I never really got around to it because we were still working all winter. But kind of those processes and procedures written down, checklist. Did you just hit something?
Bump.
Skippy? Oh, just a bump. Okay.
Bump.
Apparently you're still on a little bit of a delay. Okay.
Apparently.
Getting like daily checklists done. Here's what we need to happen at the end of the day before we leave. That kind of stuff. Just to, for one, to help make the next day better, but just continuity between staff. With Chris and I, we've been on we kind of figured things out together throughout the years, and we kind of settled into routines. But you bring somebody else in, and then you're all of a sudden you're frustrated because they ask what can I do, and you're like, I don't know, the things that need to be done. Do the things.
Do you have a checklist?
No, we don't. I have some things down in writing that I haven't gotten to a formal list yet, but because again, Chris or I are always on the trailer, so it works. But I'm confused. Sorry, I thought I just had something pop in on.
You did. It was a comment from Chad. ABC, always be cleaning.
Yep. I thought that was always be closing.
Glenn Ross, always be closing.
And we do. We typically, Chad, we're cleaning throughout the day whenever we have time. But we don't mop the floor at the end of the day. We'll do it during the day, or typically before we start service is the best time for us. After we get done pulling pork and we're slicing brisket and stuff, and but we don't go through. We'll sweep the floor and stuff, but we're not doing a full deep clean of the kitchen every night. And we make sure everything's clean of dirt, debris, and whatnot, and we'll wipe down all our surfaces and stuff. But stuff like steam bays and that kind of thing that we don't get to nearly as often. The undersides of the cutting board shelves that we have on our sandwich prep table. When was the last time you disassembled the brackets that hold the cutting board on? If you've never done it, Skippy, do yourself a favor and go look at that today.
Fortunately, I've handled that a few times.
Yeah. So that's something that we consciously. He says a wet Swiffer doesn't take up much room. We're back to diamond plate floors.
Yeah, wet Swiffer will not work.
I've been there. I've tried it. It's a full. You need a mop. So even the sponge mops, you can probably get 2 uses out of them before you have to change the sponge. Just the diamond plate tears them up. We have a mop on board. It's not a big deal. It's just a matter of doing it, and keep in mind that Chris and I are on the trailer for 10 to 11 hours already, and then he's got an hour drive home. Right now, it's just
you just kind of work with what you got. There's certain things that work. If you have a flat floor, maybe a Swiffer will work, and that's fine. But any type of surface or a raised surface floor is going to make life hell. The exception of, even if you have a dustpan and a brush, unless it's flat, you're still going to, it's almost like I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to have to do it now, but it's a good thing I got a side door that I can just roll right out the window or right out the door when it's done. But I'm not looking forward to trying to make sure everything's clean, I guess. Not the right word.
Yeah, that was a poor choice of words, but yeah, I understand. We're not to the point where the floors are spotless. It's not. It is clean, but it's not. Not every surface is a sanitary surface.
I'm not eating off my floors, and I'm not serving off my floors.
But they're not. Yeah, they're not garbage. It's yeah.
There's no
They're not
contact.
polished.
Yeah, there's no way they can.
They are free of dirt and debris.
Exactly.
Yeah. Chad says that he has 6 4x6 ergo mats. His trailer holds 2, so he just rotates them out. Yeah, and
that works too.
What are you eating, Skippy? What are you having for breakfast?
Hold
on. Cake? It's all grainy on my video.
Oh. A small piece of Texas style brisket. Breakfast of champions, right?
Yeah. And then he said a mini shop vac. Yeah. Cleaning the inside of the trailer is not a huge deal. Cleaning the floors is not a big deal. Like I said, it's a lot of shoe prints and inside, outside dirt and stuff. We mop it roughly once a day. And it's mostly the porch that is the issue for us, not the inside floor. So that, and then it's, for me, I'm more concerned about walls. Keeping those clean, keeping shelves that we store our containers on, those things all need to get moved into a solid cleaning rotation, and not on a when we think about it type rotation. Even if it's these shelves need to get cleaned once a week just to keep the dust off and stuff. And luckily we don't store anything on any shelves that is open outside of maybe 20 full clamshells, and those are always face down. And but yeah, everything else is still in packaging for the most part. So it's easy for us to not think about it. We do a good job of putting everything in totes and stuff, so it's easy for transport and it keeps it contained. But sometimes, especially those, our trailer shelves that we have above our service window, so they're way above eye level.
They are.
So it's a little bit out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to clean, and it really just depends on what works best for you. I mean, if it's a weekly thing, if it's a daily thing, if you're out every day and you're having 100 covers or 100 tickets a day, you're going to be cleaning a lot more than if you're out a day and you have 20 tickets a day.
But yeah, and as you add staff this year, Skippy, it's what can I, when you get to after a rush and it's slow, it's like, what can I do to when you see 2 people, when you go to your other truck and you got 2 people sitting on their phones, it's a lot easier to have something established in a list format.
Why are you going to bring that up? Because now I'm even more nervous about going by and seeing kids on. I hate that. I hate when there's customers in line and they got to look at their phone first for some reason. I hate that.
Well, okay. I'm not even talking about people in line. It's just, it's 2:00 in the afternoon, you're after lunch, and you get a natural lull of, a half hour without people. And, you hop on your social media, check out your things. And it's much easier, though, to have an established, here's a list, here's a list of what needs to be done today. If this list is done and everything else is done and you don't have a customer, go ahead and check your Facebook real quick. But this list should be done before we're popping our phones out.
Please post that you're working on a food truck. Look what I'm doing today.
Yeah, you want an Instagram post? Here, show them what you're cleaning out of under the side of the warming cabinet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of more where we're at is for us to not give a tired or frustrated response to what can we do. It's like, here's the list. Start at the top, work your way down.
I'm working on logistics.
Yeah,
that's my thing. This off season is working on logistics and what to do with 2 trailers. And I guess I didn't think it was going to be this intimidating, but for me it is very, very intimidating. I told you a couple weeks ago I didn't think this would be me. I thought it would be you.
Well, I'm glad that you're dipping your toe first.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll convince me not to do 2 trailers.
uh, I don't even have the trailer back from the shop, and I don't want to do 2 trailers. No, I think people keep asking me like, "What are you going to do?" And I'm like, I have a plan per se. It's like, one can run pretty much 7 days a week if it really wanted to, but the other one's just going to sit, and it's okay if it sits. Long as I promote that it's sitting and people know it's sitting, then it should be fine. But
yeah,
it's just, like I said, it's just very intimidating for me to have basically 2 businesses to run. But
one business, 2 locations.
Well,
you got this.
It is. I'm also looking at menu items. When you put a sandwich on a menu and you think it's going to be a good seller, and it turns out to be we'll call it a fair seller, you realize what ingredients are in it, and you realize that you have 3 ingredients on the truck for 1 sandwich, and you don't use them for anything else. And I'm like, well, if it's not that good of a seller, why the hell is it on the truck? So
talking about your Elvis?
No, that sells good. Our Cubano.
What? Oh.
And it sells, but it was the lowest selling sandwich that I have 3 ingredients that are just on that sandwich. So do I try to figure out, other, or do I just take that off and save myself the 3 ingredients?
So, I guess if you look at your waste, like ham and cheese, you have additional waste there. So, is the sandwich making money once you figure in amount of waste, and like, is it worth it to have it or not?
I'd have to go through how many times I bought ham and how many times I bought cheese.
Yeah, like, was it? I bought enough ham for 100, but I only sold 10. It's like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Probably not.
It just takes up room in my prep table.
Yeah,
that I could use for something else.
Yeah, our Presley, our brisket and peanut butter is our lowest seller, but the only thing extra we have is peanut butter, and it's got a solid shelf life, so we're not wasting a lot of peanut butter. But it's still something every offseason was like, we didn't sell a ton of them. We sold enough of them. We go in spurts, where we'll have days where we sell 10 of them, and we'll have a day where we don't sell any. But I know that we also have people that come to the trailer and that's what they get. That's their standing order.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I know how Taco Bell feels now.
We do a good number of our Elvises and a good number of our PB&Js. But it's also, it's not a traditional sandwich. You got to want to be adventurous. And I knew that going in with those 2. But yeah, I was just thinking about the ingredients that I use that are, I guess, just for one thing. So, but we're also looking to possibly add chicken, because I've been getting a lot of requests for chicken. And of course, then I add it and nobody's going to buy it. So it's like, fuck you.
And that's another thing that when we add, like, try something new, it's like we gotta try it a few times, And it's hard because we move around. You're not at a restaurant so every day you're getting a new segment of customers, So it makes it harder when you're trying to see if something will catch or not. So I think almost that you have to do, like, if you're trying a new special, like, I think you have to have it out there like 2 weeks straight, to like make sure majority of your regular customers have an opportunity before you can make a determination. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
But I think we're at the same point.
Finding specials and then never going back to them. Like, I'll do a couple different ones and thinking, okay, did it sell? Then I got to go back and look to see if it actually sold when I had it on the menu. And then, well, shit. I don't know. With the other truck, with the one that's going to sit there, I was thinking about making that more of we'll call it a restaurant style, where